Hello everyone, my name is Leela Krishna and my roll number is 21bq1a05i0.
I am pursuing B.Tech from Vasireddy Venkatadri Institute of Technology. In the view of seminar-based learning, I would like to present a seminar today on the topic of Introduction to IoT. So, Introduction to IoT, that is Internet of Things. So, in today's seminar, I would like to cover the following topics. Firstly, history of IoT, then definition of IoT, applications, characteristics, and at the last, scope of IoT. So first, let us discuss about the history of IoT. History of IoT. In the year 1999, the term Internet of Things was coined by Kelvin Ashton. So the term Internet of Things was coined in the year 1999 by Kevin Ashton. In the year 2004, the term was mentioned in some of the famous publications like Guardian, Boston Globe, and Scientific American. Next, in the year 2005, UN's International Telecommunication Union (ITU) published its first report on the topic of Internet of Things. And later in the year 2008, the Internet of Things was actually born. In the year 2011, Gartner, the market research company, included the Internet of Things technology in their research. So the technology of Internet of Things was included in the research in the year 2011. So this is a brief history of IoT. Next, definition of IoT. Actually, what is Internet of Things? For basic definition, Internet of Things defines a system of devices which are capable to connect to the Internet. So to speak practically, Internet of Things is a system of interrelated computing devices, mechanical and digital machines, objects, animals, or people that are provided with unique identifiers. So I'll talk about these unique identifiers later in this session, and the ability to transfer data over a network without requiring human to human or human to computer interaction. So mainly basic definition of IoT means it does not require interaction between human and human to machine. Next, Internet of Things or IoT is a system of interrelated, interconnected objects which are able to collect and transfer data over a wireless network without human intervention. So basically, they collect and transfer the data to a wireless network without any interaction of human. And for example, smart fitness bands or watches and many home appliances are examples of IoT. These include even drones, smart homes, etc. So we are going to discuss the applications in this seminar. Next, again, the Internet of Things. In the basic definition, this can be a person with a heart monitor implant and an automobile that has built-in sensors. So the Internet of Things has wide applications. It can be a sensor in the automobile or any man-made object. So if the sensor is present in an automobile, it alerts the drivers when tire pressure is low, or any natural or man-made object that can be assigned as an internet protocol. So each sensor has an internet protocol, so that it is able to transfer data over a network. Increasingly, organizations in a variety of industries are using IoT to operate more efficiently. So for many industries to operate more efficiently, they are using IoT and better understand customer to deliver enhanced customer service, improve decision making, and increase the value of business. So what not? In every field, has a wide scope nowadays. And let us see how does IoT work. An IoT system consists of web-enabled smart devices that use embedded systems such as processors, sensors, and communication hardware. So there are basically three main things: processors, sensors, and communication hardware. So these are used to collect, send, and act on data that require from their environments. IoT devices share the sensor data they collect by connecting to an IoT gate. So basically, the IoT devices share the sensor data. They collect the data and they share to a IoT gate or another edge device where data is either sent to the cloud. It may be sent to the cloud also, and later it is analyzed and processed the request to the user. So these devices do most of the work without human intervention. Even human can also interact, but generally they do most of the work without the intervention of human. Next, these are basic things of IoT. Firstly, sensors or devices. These are very useful in collecting the data. Next one is connectivity. For an IoT device to work, it should connect to an internet. So the connectivity is major issue. It should be done. So it is also used to send the data to the cloud. When it is connected to the internet, it will share the data to the cloud. Now the data is processed in the cloud and making data useful. Okay. Last one is the user interface. Now the processed data is delivered information to the user. So these are the four phases. Firstly, sensors. It collects the data and sends to the cloud. And the connectivity for an IoT device to work, it should connect to the internet. And third one, data processing. It makes the data useful. And at last, user interface. It delivers the information to the user. So these are four important steps. So in future or nowadays, we can we can have wide applications of IoT. For example, IoT is applicable to identify animals. In the world of IoT, even the cows will be connected and monitored. So we can keep a sensor in the ear of cattle so that we can track its journey and what about its health also. So this allows farmers to monitor cows' health and track their movements, ensuring a healthier, more plentiful supply of milk for people to consume. So this is mainly applicable or useful to farmers who rear cattle. On average, each cow generates about 200 MB of information per year. So the IoT devices sends the data to the cloud and process it. In this way, if we use this sensor in the ear of cattle, on an average, it generates about 200 MB of data. Next, Let us take a look on IoT system. First, there are main three phases: collecting the data, transfer the data, analyze the data. So in the field of collecting data, we have some examples like sensors, antennas, microcontrollers. Next, in the field of transfer data, all these sensors, antennas, and microcontrollers transfers the data to the IoT hub or gateway. As we have previously seen that it is connected to the IoT gateway. Similarly, it is transferred to the IoT gateway. And in the field of analyzing the data to take action, we use smartphones or human machine, that is user interface. Or in the terms of business applications, we use customer relationship management or ERP login. As we all know, our college website has an ERP login to track the attendance and academics related information. In that way, we can analyze the data and take any action. And in in terms of industry, backend systems are also used to analyze the data. So this is simple example of IoT system: collecting the data, transferring the data, analyzing the data, and taking action accordingly. Next, let us have a look on applications of IoT. Few applications of IoT nowadays: building and home automation. It is a vast increasing technology, that is IoT nowadays. In many of the home appliances, we are using IoT. Example: fridge, refrigerator, AC, washing machine, whatnot, many things. For example, if we take air conditioner, we can operate the air conditioner outside the home. Suppose if I want to come from office, by the time I reach home, the AC should be on. So by using IoT, I can operate my AC. And manufacturing industry. IoT has wide applications in the manufacturing industry also. And medical and health systems. Medical system is greatly benefited by using IoT devices. And media. Environmental monitoring. IoT is also useful to monitor the weather forecasting and environment changes so that it is more beneficial for farmers as well as fishermen and even people. Infrastructure management. Infrastructure management is very useful in terms of educational facilities. So that infrastructure is very important. Energy management. IoT has applications in terms of energy management also. Transportation. Many automobiles are using IoT in their automobiles. better quality of life for elderly. In an overall, by using all these applications, the life of man is very easy and the quality of life is increasing. Next, come to the characteristics of IoT. According to the definition of IoT, there are a lot of IoT devices which are interconnected with each other through internet. As we have seen the definition of IoT, devices connected to the internet. So these devices sense or collect the data continuously from their environment. Sensed data can either be shared to the cloud or with another transmitted. So the major characteristics of Internet of Things. There are a total of 7 characteristics in major. First one is connectivity. So the connectivity or ability to connect to internet is one of the important pillar in IoT infrastructure. IoT devices should be connected regardless of their presence. Without connection, nothing is possible. So basic pillar of IoT, that is characteristic, is connectivity. Next one is identity. As I have previously said that unique identity or unique number is very important. Suppose if I want to track information for a specific device, that device should have a unique number. So that unique identity is very necessary for IoT devices. So this is useful for identification of element. Next one is intelligence. The extraction of data from the sensor devices is very important. So by using this data, we can perform many operations on the IoT device. IoT performs operations on sensed data in such a way that results are very useful for us. So this is the intelligence property of IoT. Next one is scalability. Scalability means the number of devices working at a time should be more. So the number of IoT devices are increasing day by day nowadays. Hence, the scalability of IoT should be enough that it can handle massive traffic. So the scalability should increase. That means it should be able to handle more number of devices at a minimum time. So that the performance also should be increased. And dynamic and self-adapting. As we know, many IoT devices are based on this characteristic also, that is dynamic or self-adapting. For example, if we take a camera and if we want to take a picture, then it will detect the environment. That is, if we are taking a photo in the presence of sun, the brightness will be decreased. And if we take a picture in night, brightness is increased. So it is detecting things, that is self-adapting in nature. So this is the important characteristics of IoT. So IoT devices should dynamically adapt themselves according to the situations so that the user experience will be very useful or important. Next one is architecture. IoT architecture should be hybrid. It should support different manufacturers. That is many wide field of sectors and applications. So it cannot be homogeneous in nature. Based upon its requirement, it should be on changing. In IoT, we have three, three layered, four layer, and five layer architecture. But this is just introduction, so I'm not discussing about that. Architecture, it should be complex. IoT comes to the picture when multiple domains come together. Next, at last, safety. Safety should be the top priority because we connect to many devices through internet. So there may be a chance for our data loss. Someone may hack our data. So the basic and prior characteristic of IoT should be its security. Safety is a big challenge because multiple things are connected through internet and security at each node is a critical and tough task. So once again coming to the characteristics of IoT, first one is connectivity. Every device should be connected to the internet. Next one is identity. To take a data from a specific device, each device should have a specific unique number. So that is identity number. Intelligence. So abstraction of data from sensors is important and we can perform operations based on it. Scalability means handling more number of devices at a small amount of time and increasing efficiency. Dynamic and self-adapting means acting according to the environment and according to the situation. Architecture, it should be homogeneous. Sorry, it should not be homogeneous. It should be adaptable. And safety is the prior because everyone or user look for the safety. And the scope of IoT. Nowadays, scope of IoT is in many applications and sectors. For example, scope of IoT is vast and continually expanding IoT refers to the connection of everyday objects such as appliances, vehicles, buildings. We can see daily IoT applications such as appliances and automobiles and even the building infrastructure, etc. So these are used to collect and exchange data. IoT devices mainly collects data and exchanges it. So some of these IoT scopes are smart homes. Nowadays, everyone are using smart devices. So IoT technologies allows for the creation of smart homes where appliances, lighting, and other system can be controlled and monitored remotely, making our lives more convenient. So we can control and monitor every device from our mobile itself. So these are examples of smart homes. Next, smart cities. IoT can also help cities to become more smart and sustainable with connected sensors monitoring traffic, air quality, and energy usage. So by using this IoT efficient, it helps cities to become more efficient and sustainable by monitoring traffic, air quality, etc. Industrial IoT. Many industries are also using this IoT in their business development. So industries such as manufacturing and logistics are using IoT in a great way, where connected devices can optimize process and improve safety. So the connected devices, they will optimize the process and improve its safety. In the healthcare, as we know, healthcare is being developed greatly nowadays. So the IoT devices are making much more ease for doctors and everyone. So it provides and monitors the patients remotely and provides personal care. So there are many wearable and controlled medical devices using IoT nowadays. So healthcare is very beneficial with the help of IoT devices. Next, IoT has a scope in terms of agriculture also. It can help farmers monitor crops, weather conditions, and livestock remotely, improving yields and reducing the wastage. So we can fix or develop an application based on IoT so that each farmer can track his yielding capacity and waste capacity so that it is very beneficial for them. Next, retail. IoT can help retailers track inventory, optimize supply chains, and provide a personalized shopping experience for customers. Energy. IoT can help optimize energy usage and reduce wastage. For example, by monitoring usage patterns and adjusting heating and cooling systems accordingly. To conclude this session, scope of IoT is vast and continually evolving. A new use case and applications are developed. So these are about IoT and this is the scope of IoT. Thank you. I hope you understood about IoT.